Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel Interview Point of View. And today's topic is array. We'll start the session. So, what do you mean by array? And the way we are going to use, and what are the methods, and what are the things, how we're going to create an array, everything will be going to discuss in this session. Yeah, as I earlier discussed, array is a collection of values stored in a single variable. For example, you can consider this example. Let is a data type. Sorry, it's a variable type. What we are going to use, and variable name is fruit. And if you consider this as a variable, and you can see the three values were stored in a single variable called fruits. So this is the meaning of this line. So each value inside an array is called an element. So these are the elements: apple, banana and a mango. There are three elements and every element has an index. So by the way, index is nothing but, if you consider apple is having the index is 0. Second one is 1, 2. So our indexing starts from number 0, 0, 1, 2. But when coming to the length, it's different. Length is 1, 2, 3. How many elements we have? But when coming to the indexing, it starts from 0. Okay. So, yeah. An array allows us to store multiple values inside a single variable instead of creating separate variables for each value. This helps us to manage and process data efficiency. Example, in a class of 50 members, to record 50 students' details using the array to store in one variable instead of using 50 variables, we can only use with a one variable and we can store it in one variable. So this is how we're gonna utilize this array. And each value inside an array is called an element. Each element has an index. So we also can see, if we have multiple data type like number, string, boolean, object and array, so those also can be stored in a array data type. And array is basically a non-primitive data type, so it may have all kind of data type. We can data types of elements in one single array. But what to be note here is only in JavaScript stores multiple data type allowed. The multiple data types storing is only allowed in a JavaScript, not for the other programming languages. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So why and how we are gonna create this array? For the question of why, so I have answers. So why array? So if you wanna you store multiple data in a single value, so we can store all type of data types, multiple data related values in a single variable. So to loop through items, so we can loop these things very easily using the for of loop. We'll discuss in the next slide. So if I want to add or remove or modify data, so we can also do that very easily in this array type. Yeah, and how to create array. So as usual, I have, this is the data type, this is the data declaration type, that is let, and this is a variable name numbers and square brackets. We should use the square brackets always. Inside the square brackets we have the elements 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is how we're going to create the array using the square brackets. And another method we have using the array constructor. So for that you can see let is as usual the data type, If, so users are nothing but the data and variable name and a new array. So new is a keyword to initialize the constructor. It's a general concept and array. So if you wanna go this approach, it's bit tedious approach. So all are recommended to use square brackets method. And coming to the accessing array elements, so just consider console.log. So I want to print some value, I mean the 10th value. So if I want to print this 10th value in the output, so I'm using the console.log and array name and its index value. Then we can access those array. The same it considered to the 2. So 2 is nothing but this is 0, this is number 1 indexing, and this is number 2 indexing 30. So it's gonna work like this. Indexing will work to access the array. So next slide we have modifying array. In a modifying array, just say let's say city is equal to cities are a variable, and the cities variable we are having 3 cities listed: Delhi, Mumbai and Pune. So if we wanna change any one of the element in the array, so just consider cities. Cities is a variable name, and one is nothing but this position 0 and 1 indexing. So here Mumbai is replacing the Chennai. So we are just writing the what the value to be changed. Then if I print those cities, we will get this modified array. This is about modifying array. Arrays in JavaScript are mutable, so I can update value. Yeah, as I written, it's a mutable, and so that we can change the values and at any time. Yeah, if you wanna know the array length, so we can use the length method. We have already inbuilt method that is length. We can use length method. It gonna print how much elements are present in a variable. uh, Moving to the next slide, that is common array methods. Apart from this, we have a common array methods, that is adding element. So if I want to add any element to the already existing array, so we can just consider a previous example, that is fruits example. Yeah, let fruit. So for this, if you want to add orange, so you can directly add fruit. Push is a method to add a new element. Element we are going to add, so you can just add over your orange. Next, unshift. So this is one of the important method. uh, so if you want to add in a particular let's say if you want to add this element to the very beginning of the array, you can use the method called unshift. Removing elements. So if you want to delete some element in the array, you have the direct method, I mean inbuilt direct methods. So that is pop. So fruits dot pop. It by default it removes the last element. So fruit dot shift, by default it removes the first element of the array. Unshift will adds at beginning and shift will delete at the beginning of the array. So there is slight confusion always there between shift and unshift.